Welcome back. So today I'm going to talk about something I haven't yet talked about, and that is favorite sport. Now I'm going by favorite sport I watch, and that is NHL hockey. The season's back, and I gotta say, one advantage about being a Southern California fan is you have two teams. That's right, two. Now, unlike most of the average Southern California sports team fans, I don't pick one or the other. I have supported both the Los Angeles Kings and the Anaheim Ducks for years, since the mid 90s. And I know a lot of people are like, wait, you support both? Yeah, I do. Got a problem with that? That's your problem, not mine. And as a result, I'm going to continue to do that. Yes, I know they are in the same division. Yes, I know they're in the same conference. Yes, there's somewhat of a hatred, but I don't think it's as bad as other Kings and Ducks fans make it out to be. Because, first and foremost, from what I've heard, the two have actually teamed up in charities here and there. So, actually, to be honest, the only team I really would put a dislike on, if you're a fan of either of these two teams, is San Jose, the Sharks, or the Vegas Golden Knights. That would be understandable as well. But on each other, no. No. I just don't see it. And I know some fans will think I'm crazy, and that's their business. But I support both. And I will continue to support both. Yes, we had a playoff matchup in 2014, and that was one great matchup, let me tell you. I mean, it went to seven, which I wanted to see. I wanted to see it go to seven. And regardless who won, hey. Now, the only reason I was pulling for Anaheim a little more because it was Solani's last year. I wanted him to get at least one more chance at a second cup. But props to the Kings, they came out in that game. So as a result, yeah. So yeah, favorite players on the teams, both teams. I'll start with the Kings just because they've been around longer. I mean, my favorite player on the team, of course, lifetime, I would say, is Luke Robitaille. Classy guy, cool dude, good shooter, and now he's the VP for the Kings. That is awesome. I mean, spot on. Classy guy on and off the ice. Always took time to speak to his fans, which I like. I like players who are like that. And then for current favorite King player, Anze Kopitar. Anze Kopitar to me is fantastic. He's a fantastic player. Great two-way, covers both the ice, offense and defense very effectively. Two-time Selke winner. He's got two cups. Definitely a future Hall of Famer, hands down. Absolutely a watchable player. And of course, Jonathan Quick, easily my favorite goalie in the Kings of all time. I mean, this guy just makes save after save. And to be honest, with the Kings start this season, he's not the problem. It's the defense around him. Because honestly, that defense in the first game of the season, coughing up that puck with 25 seconds left and allowing Vegas just to walk it in and score, that's not on Quick. That's a defense lapse. And second, what were they thinking? Trying to play for the 1 point? No, get it out of your zone. That's what you do. Then maybe you would have gotten the point, but nope. You goofed around with the puck. So yeah, those are my top three favorite Kings, but other King players I liked and still like. I would say Rob Blake, Dustin Brown, Drew Doughty. Let's see who else. Jeff Carter when he was there. Always liked watching him play. Justin Williams, Mr. Game 7, which I know he hates the name, but effective player, especially in the playoffs. Absolutely worth watching. Trevor Lewis when he was there. I currently like Trevor more because he's a local in the Ventura County area in Thousand Oaks, basically. So yeah, gotta give it to Trevor Moore there. Victor Arvidsson, I like him and his game. Alex Iafallo, absolutely like his game. Kempe, I mean, Adrian Kempe, great year last season. Hope he continues it this season. So yeah, I haven't watched any of the games yet tonight, but going to in a little bit. DVR recorded them because I was out doing plans earlier with a friend. So yeah. So yeah, those are King players I've always liked. Now to the Anaheim Duck players. Now this team I've been a fan of, and yes, you can blame Disney for this one because Disney's Mighty Ducks franchise got me into it. They really got me into the hockey fandom. I mean, the Mighty Ducks, to me, still remains one of my favorite classic movies as a kid growing up, and they're what got me into hockey as a fan. I mean, from start to finish. So yeah. So favorite players I've always liked on the team, I would say Teemu Selanne, number one. I mean, just pure skill. Finish flash. We all know why. He skates really fast. Yes, he had that rookie year in Winnipeg with 76 goals, which was amazing. No doubt about it. But most of his tenure in his NHL career was with the Anaheim Ducks on 2 tours. And let me tell you, him and Paul Kariya as a duo was just something to watch. I mean, those two read off one another very well. And that's why Anaheim's top line was one of the deadliest top lines in the league in the 90s. It was because of those two. Let's see, next player I've always liked was Ryan Getzlaf. And I know some people have issues with him, and I never understood that. I mean, because he complains to the referees? First off, I've seen way worse than him. Jonathan Toews always argues penalties when they go against him, and they're obvious calls too, and yet Chicago fans defend him. And other fans around the league defend him. I don't get that at all. And then Sidney Crosby. Look at all the times he used to cry to the referee and then dive to get calls in his favor. But then the referees were finally cracking down on it, and then he was crying over that. Honestly, those are way worse than Getzlaf arguing with the referee. But Ryan Getzlaf, I've always liked. He can hit, great passer, very effective shot. I just wish he had used it more because he could absolutely hammer that puck. I mean, when he did that, high percentage of the time it was in the net. You just had to pray it hit the crossbar or the post and didn't go in. But yeah, Getzlaf, classy guy on and off the ice. Does a lot of charity work, much like Selanne too. He does that too as well. And Selanne's got his own steakhouse place. So yeah, Getzlaf and Selanne were like my top 2 favorites. Favorite goalie all time from them is Jean-Sébastien Giguère. Because let me tell you, he's got a cup. He got a Conn Smythe in a losing effort. I mean, that's just something you got to give recognition to. I mean, Giguère basically carried that team in 03 to the Cup final. I really wanted to see him pull it off because that would have been a great story had they won it that year. But they came up a game short, which was unfortunate. But it is what it is. But 4 years later, he would get the Cup. Totally earned. Absolutely awesome to watch. So yeah, Jean-Sébastien Giguère will always be one of my favorite goalies of all time. Like I said, much like Quick, he pretty much made save after save after save. So yeah, absolutely, right there. So favorite players on the Ducks lifetime. I mean, of course, you got Selanne, Getzlaf, and Giguère. Other ones I would put on the list would be Scott Niedermayer, Cam Fowler, Adam Henrique, Troy Terry, Ricard Raquel, Andrew Cogliano. Let's see, Jakob Silverberg. Let's see. I know I'm going to get a lot of controversy for saying this one, but in his time with Anaheim, Pronger. Yeah, I just said it right there. I liked Pronger when he was on the Ducks. He absolutely made the power play deadly. He cleared the front of the net, went on the penalty kill. So yeah, yes, he's had some issues with being dirty, but a lot of people like to dismiss Gary Suter's dirtiness. I thought he was just as bad personally compared to Pronger. But yep, fans will be fans. Especially Chicago fans. They really dismissed Gary Suter a lot. I mean, seriously, come on. Don't be biased. Admit your player was dirty. I'll admit Corey Perry was dirty. But the difference, I think, between him and Kachuk, in my book, was that Perry would at least fight, whereas Kachuk turtled and hid. Perry would at least fight. So, yeah, that's the reason why I don't hate Perry nearly as much as Kachuk. I'm talking Matthew Kachuk. Brady Kachuk's okay, but Matthew Kachuk, no. So, yeah, overall, yeah, I get Perry, not very likable, but yeah, same with Kessler. I'll admit, I was not a Kessler fan when he was with Vancouver. I thought he was a bit of a diver with Vancouver. When I first heard the Ducks got him, I was like, no, no. Like the only positive thing from him was his face-offs and his penalty kill. Because I was not a fan of his antics at times. But I have to say, with Anaheim, he kind of shaped up a bit. So I got to give him that. But overall, not very likable. I guess off the ice, I heard he's pretty classy. I mean, Ricard Raquel to me was another classy one, especially he did for Katie Holly on that 21st Duck. I thought that was very classy what he did. Not only for that opening night that year, but bringing her to Florida for the and her family to the Florida All Star event. I thought that was cool on Raquel's part. I will always give Raquel props for that. Miss him. I wish him the best in Pittsburgh. And then getting to Cogliano. There was a guy who got screwed out of that Iron Man thing by the Department of Player Safety. I thought that was BS. Such BS from the department. And I think the only reason why they did it was because the Department of Player Safety, George Peros, was a former Duck, and I think he was afraid if he didn't do anything about it, like the whole fan media would have came down on him for protecting Duck players. So that's the only thing I could think of. Outside of that, I don't see why they defended him, why he decided to do the suspension to Cogliano. Cogliano to me was never dirty. He was always classy, hardworking, skated hard, came to play, and was reliable. So yeah, there you go. So those are my favorite Ducks and Kings players, and my reasons why I don't hate either team. So yeah, you will never see me hate either team. Never. I support both, and I will continue to support both till the day I die. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, comment down below, and I'll be back again soon.